Hey everyone, welcome back to Zelda 2! Last time we picked up the candle in Palace 1, and we actually cleared out Palace 1. But the candle lets us see in the dark, basically. They light up these rooms like this, so now we can see the enemies that are crawling along them. And, you know, normally I think they want you to get the first magic container after the palace, but I figured that since I knew where it was and knew where the enemies were, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, so before we get to the next palace, we've got some business to take care of. Namely, we've got to go in this cave, which is much nicer to go through once you can actually see. And now, okay, good. I did not want that bat getting in my way. Don't fall in the lava, because lava is an instant kill in this game, so be careful. But basically, you want to come here and you want to pick up an item for a quest. Now, a lot of the people that will teach you magic require you to give them something. And this person wants us to recover this trophy that was apparently stolen from them, so we'll just pick that up and be on our merry way, hop back out, hope the bat doesn't kill us on the way out. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Today is Thursday, May 22nd. Unfortunately, I still haven't heard back from the about my job that I interviewed from. Maybe the manager was just really busy yesterday or something. I don't know. I mean, even if they end up not going with me, it wouldn't be the end of the world, but I just like some closure. Anyway, so this town is Ruto, which I don't think I mentioned this in the first episode. But here's Error. I mean, so you gotta say hi to Error, because that's just what you're supposed to do. But all of the sages in Ocarina of Time are named after towns in this game, so just kind of a pretty common piece of information. The very first town is Rauru, which makes sense because, you know, he's the Sage of Light and whatnot. I totally missed the person that I was supposed to talk to, didn't I? Well, basically, I think this... Yeah, here she is. She's over here. No, dude, that wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the lady in the red dress. You saved the trophy, and now she lets us go inside. So, yeah, you have to do a lot of little stupid stuff like that to learn magic. But basically, this is a, really more of a utility spell than anything. We'll talk to this old man here. With this, you can jump very high. And he's not giving you an item that'll increase your jump, but he gives you a spell that will make you jump higher if you cast it. And right now, it's a very expensive spell, but when you get your magic all the way up to level 8, it actually ends up being the cheapest magic in the game. And it'll only cost you 8 magic points to cast, so that's pretty interesting. But right now, yeah, it's pretty expensive. Anyway, so we want to head to the south now, and I guess kind of to the next major region of the map, I guess you could say. But first we gotta go through this cave. Now, you can block these Octoroks as, you know, hit rocks with your shield. God, I don't know, I'm kind of struggling, I guess, to come up with stuff to say, just because it's kind of action-y. Anyway, we got these Gorayas here. And they can throw boomerangs at you. They can throw a bunch of boomerangs at you. That guy was actually really nice to me. Usually these red Gorayas, or Goriyas, or however you say their names, usually they're not quite as kind about throwing boomerangs that you can block with your shield. They will more often than not be placed in such a manner that they'll fly, like, over your head or beneath you or whatever, so you'll have to block it on the way back, like that. Actually, I'm doing really well. I like to consider myself good at this game, definitely not pro, like some of those speedrunners out there. Like, you should watch Feasel speedrun this game. That dude is crazy. He just... I don't know. Watching a speedrun of this game will really kind of blow your mind. Anyway, you cast jump magic here, and you just move along. And there's a fairy over there in that forest space, but we don't need it at all, since we didn't take a single hit into that cave, which is very nice. We got a new kind of terrain here, which is a swamp. You move really slowly in the swamp, both on the overworld and whatnot, and we're actually going to pick up our first extra life right here on this space. So you find a doll of yourself, and I don't know, I'd probably be pretty creeped out if I just found dolls of myself randomly in swamps and whatnot. So what we're going to do now is we could go directly into the next palace, but there is something that I want to do before we get there, just because it's helpful to have going in. But I'm going to come down here and cross this bridge, because the other bridge sucks. The other bridge is one of my least favorite bridges in the game. It's basically got these, like, flying fish-type enemies that spawn infinitely and take your experience away, and they're obnoxious to block, and you know, it's just a losing battle, so. Plus this way you're closer to the pea bag that's in this forest right here, which is very nice. We're already well on our way to getting attack level 3, which will also help us out a lot going into the next dungeon. And that definitely helps a lot too, although getting hit doesn't help. Getting hit twice definitely doesn't help. I don't know, I don't really want to kill all of these guys. I almost feel like I have to. They're kind of annoying because their bounce height is pretty random. It's okay though, I can take lots of damage. I can afford to take lots of damage at least, because we're going to the town, we're going to heal up, and we're actually going to get another magic spell. You talk to this guy actually, and he'll say something kind of interesting. Eyes of Ganon are everywhere. Be careful. So don't talk to people in this town because they'll turn into monsters. This is actually the water town of Saria, by the way, which is kind of weird because you'd think that Ruto would be the water town, since Ruto is the water sage, but guess not, right? Anyway, it's a very nice town, aside from, you know, all the crazy people. You come in this building, and you meet a talking table. I found a mirror under the table. So, yeah, random mirror, eh? Well, actually, there's a woman over here on this screen, coming out of this house, who's actually lost her mirror. And, well, oh, you found her mirror. So now she'll let us come inside and, you know, reward us with some magic, just like all my first dates. I like to find girls' lost things and then have her crazy uncle teach me some magic spells. That's my definition of a good time. Use this magic to restore your life. So this is the life spell, and it's very useful, but also extremely expensive. It will, well actually, I cast Jump because I'm an idiot. We actually didn't even have enough to cast one single life spell. And life restores about like 3 full heart containers too, so it's not even like exhaustive. It's just not really very substantial, but it's definitely like, I don't know, it's not essential because you can, if you're a real pro, you can get through the game without it, but it's definitely hard to not have it. And it's very nice to have. Eventually it'll drop it down to 50 points. And then it'll be a bit less expensive, but it'll still be very expensive. But very helpful. I promise you, life is very helpful. And now this is, you don't have to do this before you go into Dungeon 2, but I just like to, you know, kind of like a, I don't know, almost like a security blanket type thing. You know what I mean? So, anyway, look at that. Very unhelpful, actually. I've been getting a lot of unhelpful fairies in this playthrough, kind of funnily enough. So yeah, I don't know, I kind of was mentioning this in the first video, in episode 1 of this, about how I learned the Iron Knuckle trick from NCS's LP. Well, basically, what happened was, and I actually had a failed recording of this, so I don't know if I told the story. I definitely did in the failed recording, but I can't remember if I did in the other one. And this is kind of bad, because we have the hard enemy encounter in the forest, and that's just never fun at all. Similarly, hard enemy encounters in the swamp also suck. Oh, please. Better that one than the big enemies, which summon birds and take your experience away, and are just overall very annoying, so... Oh my god! Another pea bag! Ah! It's crazy. But yeah, this is actually, like, I wanted to play this game on the Collector's Edition, but I just had no idea how to be good at it until I saw Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play of this game, which was the first Let's Play of his that I ever saw in my life, and also my favorite LP of his to this day, and it's definitely the one that I've also watched the most, which, I don't know, take that for what you will, but yeah, I don't know, I just like this game a lot, so... I was actually never able to beat the first palace, because I was just too bad at fighting Iron Knuckles the way you're supposed to fight them. So you come in here, you get a pea bag worth 200, we'll be seeing many more of those later. Can't remember if we saw one in the first episode or not. Took a pretty big break in between recording, but then again, who cares, right? I mean, who cares about that? So we've got basically almost 200 experience going into the next dungeon, which is fantastic. That's actually way above the amount that we kind of were looking for. Now that we have attack level 3, we're actually one-shotting Octoroks, which is very nice as well. The palace is over here in the swamp, and is just kind of obnoxious to get to. I'm very glad that that guy didn't run into me. I'll just say that. I was kind of holding my breath and not saying anything about it for fear of jinxing it, as it were. And anyway, this is the palace. So, I don't know how long this episode has been, but next time on Let's Play Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, we're going to go through Palace number 2, which is called the... something Palace. It's named after the name of the swamp. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.